Like a craft beer through a pint glass, these are the gays of our lives. A show where Lisa and Avery get out their gay decoder rings to decipher the gay alphabet and bridge the gap between the older and younger LGBTQ community and everyone fucking else. And now here are your hosts, Lisa and Avery. Don't blame them.
Hey guys, it's Lisa.
And Avery.
And today on The Gays of Our Lives, we have a special guest.
We have all the way from Ohio, Holly Shock.
Hi everybody. Hi there in TV land.
She's a local comedian I met over performing at Wiley's, I believe.
Yeah, Wiley's, yeah. Local comedian. Yep.
Local comedian.
Yep. Yeah, I always love doing Wiley's, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
Well, thank you for coming all the way over.
Yeah.
Now, you identify as?
Transgender.
Transgender
Yeah.
woman, okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm kind of like poor transgender. You know, if I won the lottery, you wouldn't see me for 2 months. I'd get all the bells and whistles done, and that'd be about it. GPS, the whole kit and caboodle, you know.
They put GPS in the boobs now?
Yeah, I guess so.
And car
Or
Bluetooth.
emergency flashes would probably be better, but I don't know. I'm sorry, I've started off low. And then worked my way down.
So you're a transgender that's not had any surgery?
No, none at all. None at all.
But are you on estrogen?
Nope, actually nothing. I guess. Well, I'm retired now, and I really can't afford it right now. You know, I can't afford anything, you know. But I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm very satisfied where I'm at, and I'm living pretty much the way I want to live. And I've been very fortunate because I'm from Dayton originally. Then around 75, I moved to Detroit. I lived up there for 30 years. And I lived around Menjo's and 6 Mile Woodward area. Then I came back, and even though it's Dayton, the attitudes, and you know, you just notice, you know, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, but a lot of the attitudes changed. My most favorite person in the world, Laura, I treat her like a daughter. I love her. She has this little bar called the Courtyard Lounge, metal bands, whole thing. I first started going there 12 years ago, and people come up. Well, blah, blah, who's that? They go, hey, if you don't like it, you get out. This is my friend. Now they would do anything for me. You know, they come up, give me a hug. Hey, Holly. It's like I don't throw myself on people, but I'm there. You know, it's like, here I am. But after they know who I am, they know me as a person, then everything's really cool.
I can't imagine after talking to you for 5 minutes, somebody wouldn't like you as fun and loving as you are.
Oh, well, thank you. It's mostly because of the drugs from the 60s, you know. I'm just blissfully unaware, you know. Yay.
See, and I think that you hadn't had anything done because the way you present yourself, I mean, I would have thought, you know, that shocks me. You haven't even hormones or anything.
No, I just, you know, I'm at a point where I've done it so freaking long, I better be doing something right, you know? So, yeah, I love the makeup and that, and I've learned different techniques for me and doing stuff, and when I go, like, when I worked at Myers for 18 years. They all knew, but still I had to be within a certain level of, you know, like, boyness. And that was cool because they all accept me. And then I would go home, change, and the next day come in on my day off and shop, you know. And I think the thing is, too, is that like you said, I'm kind of outgoing. So I'm not paranoid. I was like, oh, people are looking at me? Because people are going to look at me when I'm a guy because I'm just nuts anyway, you know. So most of the people, it's pretty cool. Either they don't care or it's like, well, I went in the other day because my sister's so smart. She gives me all this stuff, and I don't know how to use it. So I buy these other things, you know, to hook on stuff. And I was at the electronics thing, and I was talking to, I won't say his name, but he's worked there for quite a while. And I'm talking to him, and I go, hey, how you doing? He goes, oh, fine. And he's shooting me. He goes, I go, well, thanks a lot. He goes, you're welcome, ma'am. I'm going like, well, I guess I look okay today. I just talked to this guy I worked with for 10 years for 15 minutes, and he didn't know. Except most people go the hair. Oh, yeah. They recognize the hair. Because I wouldn't know that was you except for the hair.
Okay. So how old were you when you first like
start dressing up?
Yeah.
Basically, Halloween and that 15, 16, okay. And then my parents are lovely. Well, they're both deceased now, but my dad was a very open-minded Catholic, and this is back in the 50s and 60s. My mom, and she became Catholic, and for lack of a better term, she was basically a Wiccan. and she became Catholic to marry my dad. So it was a very interesting family brought up. So I've been loved a lot, and all the stuff that I ever got punished for, I definitely deserved. You know, like
I know that story.
Oh yeah, you know, you come home and my mom. Oh yeah, we're allowed to say words, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
One time, one of my best friends, I can't say his name right now, but his sister graduated a year before us in high school. Well, I went to Chaminade all-male Catholic high school back then, before Chaminade Juliet, and so we were playing like a little garage band. So we were down here in his house playing, and we had our little clique of guys and that. And Chuck's Italian, and I mean like China, like, hey, how you doing? You got a problem? We'll take care of it for you. No, don't take care of it, Chuck. I know you take care of stuff. Whoops, hi Chuck. And so my mom and dad had a cottage up at Indian Lake. And they go, well, and I'm the basketball player in our family. My mom's probably about 5'2". So, hey, when you're done, see if Chuck wants to come up. You know, you guys can camp for the weekend. I go, cool. So we're sitting there, we're drinking and smoking weed and stuff like that. Got done playing, going, Chuck, we're going to head up there now. And he goes, hey, you think the guys can come? I was like 8 of them. I go, yeah, they can come up. My mom won't mind. Well, we got about, from Dayton to halfway to Indian Lake. And that's when it started hitting me like, what the fuck did I do? So we got up there, we got the cottage, open up the door, and the cottage is about the size of this section of the studio. And my mom goes, well, come on in, guys. Oh, this is so... My mom's taking it really well. And she sets everybody up with little pillows and places to sleep. And I go, oh, this is so nice. This is so nice. She goes, well, Billy, can you come in the bathroom? Can I talk to you for a minute? The bathroom is the size of a phone booth. My mom says tall. I go, yeah, Mom. She grabs me by the neck, literally lifts me off the ground, spins, and goes, you ever do that again, I'm going to break your fucking neck. And I was like, ugh. And then, like, everybody out there heard it. But then she was all cool. We went out, and they were looking around at my mom and dad. My mom collected, like, little ceramic swans. So there was this big flea market. So everybody went out and bought about 600 ceramic swans. And she goes, oh, they're nice guys. So it turned out, but, oh, yeah, my mom could put the fear got, I never really I got whacked a couple times back in the day, in the 50s and 60s. But most of the time, my mom gave me that look, that you're disappointing me. And that was like, that was a lot worse.
Yeah.
Except for my dad. Whack, hey, don't do that again. Okay.
So were they, at first when you started dressing, were they accepted?
Oh,
that?
well, my mom and dad, for me, was mostly like around Halloween and that. This was a different time, too, because the main thing for me, it wasn't even the transgender. It was like the 50s and early 60s. It was right-hand God, left-hand devil. I was called stupid and... Well, she's dead now. I don't know. Nuns probably live forever. I better not say her name. Back in the 60s. But I was literally like, when I was in first grade at St. Rita's, they would put yardsticks on my arm. She always goes, Bill, take your glasses off. I take them off. She's, what I tell you about using your left hand? Maybe sit in the corner. And I'm, what they call like OCD dyslexic now. They know this stuff. Back then, you're just stupid and handed. I know a lot of people are screwed up because they're right-handed now, but they were left-handed. But my mom goes up to the principal, and she's like, hey, we're paying money to send him to school. If you're going to keep doing that, we'll just put him in public. So that year, everything changed. But my mom, because my mom just stood up. My mom stood up for his kids.
They wouldn't let you be left-handed?
No. Oh, go online, Google anything in the 50s about being left-handed and Catholics. Oh, right-hand God and left-hand Satan. Had like I said, had yardsticks put up my shirt, sleeve.
And you were how old again? I'm sorry.
Well, first grade.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, hit by the yardstick in the back of the head, slapped in the face,
Man,
made
like
sat in the
6 or
corner,
7,
and then
that's
be
intense.
insulted for doing that. So
Yeah.
so the transgender, once I became more of me, I already experienced hell back when I was in the first grade. And I'm going, nothing's going to be as bad as this. I remember that, and I mean, sometimes I I did jerk. It was like almost like a, what do you call that,
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, and I'll sit there and I'll think about it and go like that. I was like, wow, just from remembering the couple of good hits, because she was a roundhouser.
Okay, do you write right-handed or left-handed?
Oh, it's funny, I can write with both.
That's what I
But
figured would happen.
Not very good. Well, I can't write worth crap with either one, so it looks about the same. But yeah, my mom was ambidextrous too, and everybody else in our family was left-handed. My dad was right-handed. I'm sorry, but everybody else was left-handed.
Never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
There's a lot going on.
I think I've seen like references to it, but I've just never heard like
It
an
was
actual case of
intense.
it before.
Yeah, if you go online and just look about that, about being left-handed in the 50s or 60s, yeah, it's terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I got some people, well, they're not friends now, you know, we've grown past, you know, grade school and that I heard, like, you know, were really messed up and committed suicide because of all that, so. Yeah. And then I started doing, you know, I started being more and me. Well, I was like Halloween, and I kind of stressed it because when I was living at home, I was going to Rice State, which had about 2 buildings back then, you know. Mm-hmm. And so Halloween, I would do it, and then like the next Halloween, I did it, but I stretched it out about a week. And they go, "You're not doing it anymore." I go, "Okay, you know." I mean, my parents were like, "Yeah, you know, okay, that's far enough for now." And you got to, and I'm honest to God, I got to remember the time reference to it, because you hate to say peers and that, but it was way different in the 60s and that.
Yeah.
And at the bar I worked at, though, when I worked at a bar called the Union Depot and the Echo off Brown Street. And when Halloween came up there, I was basically for a month, and they didn't care because I was a rock and roll bar. They knew me. "You're our favorite transvestite, okay?" You know. And then when I worked at a bar called Daiquiri Jack's up in Detroit, it was a sports bar, and we had like the girls had the outfits, like kind of a cheerleading thing. So I did that for a couple of weeks there. Then every once in a while I would just go in and they go, "How you do?" Well, and that's the thing. People go, "Well, you're Holly," or back then Maya. "You're Holly, aren't you? You're Holly." I go, "Well, they're being nice to me. I don't, let's just take it baby steps." Then when they call me Bill, that's fine. I don't care. They're being like, "Hey, Bill, that's a nice outfit." And once in a while, a guy goes, "Yeah, you look pretty good. You know, you ought to try like a red hair maybe sometime." Because this was right in the middle of Ford. Oh, this was the perfect storm bar, too, because everybody was really cool, but it was up there, Clinton Township Police. Right about 2 blocks from there was the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. Mm-hmm. And then we had Ford and Chrysler. And everybody came in, and that was like the neutral zone. You know, I don't know if you ever seen John Wick movies. Mm-hmm. The hotel, with that hotel, whatever. Yeah. That was where everybody came. Everybody came in, and no one messed with anybody. Yeah. That was their party bar. You know, so that was it was an interesting group in that.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I haven't even had any caffeine yet today. I was like, but I've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate. Holly, when I moved back here and I got my first apartment, there was a bar called Humpty's down at the Holiday Inn in Inglewood.
And it's Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio, Inglewood, Ohio. And I went in for Halloween one day, and guys were buying me drinks, and I go, "Oh, cool." And they go, and the bartender goes, "You are a guy, right?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, what should I call you?" And I go, "So, well, what do you want to call me?" He goes, "Well, it's the Holiday Inn, Holly." So I stuck with that.
Aw.
So that's where Maya became Holly, huh?
Yeah, and my full name when I was doing shows up there was, Jacqueline Daniels was the first one because I love Jack Daniels, and then the second, and then Maya Inca because I always read about the Maya and Inca civilizations.
Okay.
So that was very exotic, though I was not exotic at all.
So then Holly stuck.
Yeah, Holly stuck, and I kept that, and that's me.
And then Shock was...
Shock is my...
real last name.
Yeah,
that just pairs so well. I love
Holly
that.
Shock, yes.
Yeah.
There's, German. Let's see, German. Then my great-grandmother was Sioux Indian. I got a great-great-great-grandmother was African-American and English. Kind of like everybody lost everything, So, and especially Indians.
When did you start doing comedy?
4 years ago. Matter of fact, I was
just 4 years ago.
Yeah, just a little over 4 years ago, and
wow.
I did it. I started doing it. Well, I was with some friends, and they were driving, and they went to the Blind Bob's. They said it's on in the Oregon district, near Wiley's. It's actually across like the street that Caddy Corners. That's got that parking lot. Hi, guy. Wiley's is back there.
Yeah.
If you just walk across the street a little over, there's Blind Bob's. Well, they were at Blind Bob's, and I read about the open mic. And I was dressed up, and it was like, okay, I'll go. So I went in. They sat me in the front, and I'm watching all this, and I was like, this looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I should try it. So I went online, looked it up, and then I started doing it. And the funny thing is, I was like, even though I've been doing it 4 years, it's probably I loved my job at Myers. But almost every job I had was third shift, and if you know third shift, it was a lot of physical work. So it was 11 to 7:30 every day. And my days off were Sunday and Mondays. So I only basically did my boss was wonderful with the comedy. He knew he loved it. So he would give me, if I gave him like 3 weeks notice, he would give me a day off for it. But otherwise, I only did the comedy like once every 2 weeks or once a month or twice a month. So I've only probably put in 3/4 of a year actual comedy time. But now I'm retired, and I retired April 22nd. And what was it? Last week I did 4 shows, and that was a lot of fun. And then I'm doing this today, and that's going to be. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is wonderful. You guys are wonderful. You're wonderful over there to the side. And yeah, so I've been very blessed. I've had stuff happen to me, but who hasn't?
Right.
You know, I had 30 years ago, and that's another traumatic. And it wasn't even a hate crime. It was just. I think I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I worked at a punk rock bar called what was it back then? Bookie's 870. That was okay. Then it became, oh darn it, I'm sorry. Well, the bar became after that. I worked at. It had the Alcove. It was alternative punk. You know, it was a lot of fun. It's on that stretch with Menjo's and all that 6 Mile Woodward area. And one day, and this is like before cell phones, and I was the manager, so I was locking up. One of the girls at work, one of the goth girls, she said that she got a call when she was working that her boyfriend was going to be late picking her up. So I waited out front with her, and it was a couple young punks came up, and I started pushing her around. I wanted to jump in. I got hit from behind. And then I got like pretty much my face kicked in. Then I got ran over by a car on my legs. Just a part of my leg, bruised them, didn't break anything.
Wow.
But I was in big. That's when you find out sometimes people that you didn't realize were friends, or you know who loves you. Because there was one of the girls at work. She, and this was, even though it was an alternative bar, I was transgender all the time there, and we got along, punkers, and that punk and that. So. She called, and everybody got together and got me because I was in a coma for 3 days, and I had my last rites and the whole kit and caboodle, and they saved the money, and they managed to get someone to pay for my, what do you call that when you get in the thing and they scan you,
the MRI,
and I had someone had me stay at their house. I moved down my apartment, and I stayed at this house for like 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
I mean, I was lucky I was alive, but I was also lucky that they kicked my head in. Like I got right here I don't have any feeling, and it's kind of caved in a little bit. But you know what? That came, and then the people that helped me got me to another spot in my life where I went, and everything that happened to me got me to right now.
How many times have I said that about my cancer? I'm like, I wouldn't change it because I am where I am and who I am now because of it. And people don't realize, especially when they're going through it, the blessings that can come out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard unless you've been through it, something like that, to see, the blessings that came out of it were much greater than the hurt that I went through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to, that's the old cliche but you got to count your blessings. Of course, bad things are going to happen. And it's just the way the world is, And you can't just go, poo-poo it away. Oh, I can say that. Poo-poo it away. And I don't use all those terms you kids use nowadays. You scallywags. But, you just do it. You have to deal with it. But you got to focus on your own life. And it's sometimes, too, that it was weird because I had like these injuries, and then you find out too about certain friends that weren't really friends. It's like you have talking about it, and you're like, I was walking, and I was at this thing, cane, cane, and I was walking, and someone goes, "How you feeling today?" "Oh, okay." "Well, you don't look good." Yeah, I'm all fine." "Well, what's wrong?" "Oh, nothing. My legs." The second you say my legs, but well, you think that's bad? This is what's happened to me. The opening.
Yeah.
All then they'll hit you, and you go, well, then it's just an excuse for them to
Mm-hmm.
bitch.
Yeah. But you do find out who your real friends are, and
Yeah.
some of the ones you thought were,
Yeah, and some totally went away from me for no reason at all.
they either step up or they step out.
Yeah, but that led me to here. I am, and I just want to keep emphasizing, I am so happy where I am right now, and it took me almost 66 years to be there. So I'm gonna make whatever time's my time, you know.
Amen. I
Yeah.
agree with you on that one. So you're not supposed to ask a lady how old they are. So you're 66?
I'll
now?
be 66 Friday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah, I was 66, man. Hippie chick. Yeah, peace out,
Okay,
love,
wait.
Woodstock. My parents wouldn't let me go. Hi, I like this. My parents wouldn't let me. My parents wouldn't let me. That's what I see. I should be right-handed. I'd be going like this instead of that. But my parents wouldn't let me go to Woodstock, and I'm like, no, God, that's the smartest thing they ever did in their lives. And that's the thing. I'm so glad we don't have the technology back then that we have now.
I can't
I
even
we
imagine.
would be so screwed.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine Woodstock? You've seen the old movie. Can you imagine 150,000 people with smartphones filming everything, and parents all over the world would just be, you're grounded.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
Then
got
they
to
would've
see all
seen-
that stuff that was going on, for sure.
The closest thing we got to that's the movie, you know. Hey, there's Grandma running naked through that woods. Whee! You know, with the flowers in her hair. Ain't
Yeah.
that your Grandma? Yep, that's me.
So do you dress every day now?
Pretty much. There's days where I, slack off. The funny thing is, I've learned a certain way of shaving now that I don't think I look too bad right now, but I can get like 10 or 12 hours out of this. And people come up, hello, ma'am, miss, and every once in a while, someone, well, how you doing? And they just kind of smile, but okay, that's fine. I'll go home like today. I'll wake up at 6 in the morning. I'm going to go to Kroger's for a while. I'll wash this off. I'll have my wife beater shirt on with my shorts. Let me walk in the door with groceries. Here, let me get that for you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you very much. It's like, well, can't you see? I don't have that there right now. But God,
The hair, I think, is why.
Yeah, the hair too. But it was like, it's just funny. I get mistaken for a woman more when I'm not wearing makeup, when I'm shaved. Otherwise, when I worked at this sign company called Phillips Sign and Design, wonderful people there. And the house I was living, I hope you don't mind me saying this, the house I was living in, Marvin Surwitz, he wouldn't mind me mentioning his name, he had this house. And I rented there for 6-7 years. And it was the closest house I could think to it looking like is the Addams Family home.
Oh my
It was
God.
like 3 stories with a tower.
Mm-hmm.
And we had bats that live up there that would fly around and like land on the shelving and that. Get back up
Like
there, okay.
painted a plain gray.
Yeah, and it was, and it was fun. And he lived there, and we had 600 people live there, and we would watch back then those reality MTV house
Oh,
shows,
yeah.
and we're laughing. We should see what's here, man. And he goes, that's crap, because he was a wonderful person. He was the head. I don't know if he is now, but he was the head of NORML, the National Organization for Reform of Marijuana Laws.
I'm a member.
Yeah. Well, Marvin Surowitz. They called him Marvin. And I don't know if he's doing anything now, but this is back like in the middle '90s. We went out, and he was funnier than heck. But we went out one Halloween. We were all dressed up like that. Marvin, and this is what he looked like exactly. He put a gray coat on, and won first prize for looking like Dr. Evil. That's all he did. He just stood there like this. He was the spitting image, Dr. Evil. So, and I lived there, and I was like working, building neon signs and stuff. We had a guy there, a big bear of a guy, and it's one of those. If you walk down the street, oh, I'm going to get on the other side of the street. I don't know, this guy's going to be crap. Real nice guy. We had a guy like, I'm sorry, what's his name? Raj on Big Bang Theory.
No.
Like, he was a Mensa member. He was Indian. He had this little room in the basement where he had all this electronic stuff, and he was working around with it. We had a guy that did GQ stuff, and he was, and it was funny because he would like do, he would do these things, and he had a girlfriend, and he goes, I'm going out partying. He goes, you come on, let's go, Liz, or whatever her name was. He goes, no, take Maya. You want to go out? Sure, give me an hour to get ready. You know, like, okay, then he popped me out dancing. We have a good old time. He was like very open-minded. That was a heck of a house, and yeah, that was. We had and it had a big side room with with a hot tub and that, and my upstairs bedroom actually had a door that went out to the top of that area that was down there. So you could just lay out there like pretty much not wearing anything, but you had to worry about bugs and junk.
Right.
Bugs and bats. Nothing like laying naked with a bat flying by you.
Right.
So, are you dating anyone?
No.
What was that for? No.
No, I am a mess. So no, I'm happy where I am right now. Maybe eventually, I'm at 66. I'm still kind of discovering myself, and I'm not. And I can say this: I'm not mature enough for a relationship at the moment. I'm old enough to be a
You
grand.
see him look at me?
That's you to a T.
Yeah.
I have no desire to date at all, though.
Meanwhile, I'm
I'm the same.
engaged, so it makes sense. But I'm not,
At like 20.
8?
Oh, I thought it was 20. I'm sorry.
No, 28.
What? Wait a minute.
He's 28.
28?
Engaged, and here we are.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah,
So-
I went out a couple times, and one guy actually was kind of like semi-serious, and he goes, we should have an open relationship. Well, that's fine, I don't want to keep it up. One day, I was at Cafe Gigi's, and he comes walking in with his girlfriend, and at the moment, and he goes, "Hey, Ollie, tell him about that big house I got. Hey," or "Hey, Maya," or no, Jackie. Then God, let me get my name straight. Hey, Jack. Well, straight as I can get. Hey, Jackie. Tell him about the house I got. Hey, Jackie, tell him about that golf course I belong to. Hey, Jack. He's like, "Oh, you fucking take. You already did that with me. I'm not gonna tell him or anything, But
A jerk.
yeah, he was a jerk, but I got some good stuff out of it. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I love your laugh. I love it. It's contagious.
Right?
Yeah.
I wish I could be in the front row of all my shows, actually.
Oh, I know, right?
I know Charlie Hester said she wanted to use my laugh as a ringtone.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Or simply safe. That'd be good. Yeah. So
If that starts going off when someone breaks into a house and all you hear is that laugh echoing through the halls.
That would
That'd be
hilarious.
so funny.
you're mine, bitch.
Right? You've seen like an evil clown to like robotically
Evil
come
clown,
out. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Evil clown clones and evil clown clowns.
So, do you do all of your comedy in dress?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought about it. Eventually, I say I want to get somehow if I can change, but yeah, I always thought about that once in a while, just doing that. But no, this is me,
Yeah, that's.
And so I don't have the money or the physical accoutrements or whatever that word is, but I am me, and I'm just me.
Yeah.
I am transgender, but I'm just me. It's like okay,
We like you for you.
Well, thank you. I love you guys too. I've been, like I said, so blessed and lucky meeting everybody around here, and driving down the highway was a trip today with. I love your roads. It's like sign says road something ahead, and also there's a 9-foot pit, where
9-foot pit.
I was like, oh, stuff that
Welcome to Indiana.
yeah, Indiana Jones pits, yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
crazy.
I enjoy. I just having a good time, and I'm me whether I'm this way there. Like once in a while I'll go at least a couple places. I know some friends bars, sports bars, and they go Holly, And then when I come in and I go, I'm just gonna go to beer. It's late and I'm not dressed or anything. Hi, Holly, and they go, and some guys just go, oh no, hi, Holly. Well, yeah, how you doing? It's the physical thing, It's
Just how you feel that day,
Yeah.
whether you dress or not or whatever.
yeah, and the face. Like it's 5 days of shaving really close gets a little raw. I tried the wax, but
On your face?
yeah.
Oh.
Well, you've seen but that's the one thing
I hate
genetically
needle
different
pain.
between women and men is that the roots of hair in the men are deeper. I found that out because
Well, I guess that makes sense because the beards and the
yeah,
stuff.
so it's deeper and it's rougher. So they pulled once. I'm like, oh, that hurt. They go, well, it's supposed to hurt. Oh, that turned kind of blue. We're gonna try one more spot. I go, oh, okay. So they pulled that again, and I was like, well, that's enough for that. It's not gonna work. We're not gonna charge you anything. And I looked, and it blew the capillaries. So I looked. So I was like, he always hits me at home. Kind of look.
Oh, jeez.
Which I used to do. Oh, back when I had my landlines. And now you get the robocalls, which are a pain in the ass. But back then when you got the telemarketers,
Yeah.
because my voice is, I can go like that. But my voice is pretty much this. So I get these calls like, hi, how you doing? Hello, ma'am. Is your husband home? Oh, let me check. And I would set the phone down, and I would walk into my kitchen. Honey, it's you. God damn it! I told you to leave me alone. Oh no, stop! And I walk back the phone. They're off and on, you know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You could do that with the with those prank or the fake calls for the Social Security disability, Social
yeah.
Security Administration. They call from different numbers all the time.
Oh yeah.
You got a warrant out for your arrest. You should do
Right.
that. They would freak out.
Or there's like or the sheriff has a warrant, and if you don't pay such and such.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh
That's what
yeah. They can't.
They say there's Social Security
Yeah.
office.
Yeah, that's just stupid. You know, these calls and that. I wish I could. I guess I don't know if it's legal to just have an air horn and go. Beep.
I don't
It
know
has
how
to
it would
be
be.
legal. I don't
It can't
Yeah.
be
They can't
illegal.
get you.
Yeah, you know, probably freak the
That's
neighbors
a
out.
great idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want at some point when my voice drops to be able to do that though. When people call and have like an argument in the next room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah,
funny.
that's
That's
But
what I
I
mean.
promise
That's-
people will
Oh,
think
wait
I'm
a
like
minute, I'll
beating Allie or something.
Yeah. That was fun to do. Fun to do.
I want to get the air horn.
The air horn. The problem is you wouldn't just use the air horn for telemarketers. You'd use the air horn if I called you and you were playing poker.
I am a dick.
Um,
Yeah, I'd have it right there. No, I wouldn't.
I have one too, but it's tucked. Tuck. Oh, by the way, did you know what drag meant?
What do you mean?
You know when you say you're doing drag from Shakespeare, dressed as girl.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
from
that.
Shakespeare.
Did you
Shakespeare.
know that?
I did not.
Yeah, that's from Shakespeare. Dressed as girl.
I didn't know drag actually meant
Yeah, it was. What do you call it?
Acronym.
Acronym, homonym, synonym,
Acronym.
synagogue. I don't know what it's called.
Acronym. It's definitely not synagogue.
Okay.
Archdiocese? No, that's a whole different thing.
No, let's not start
a
on
whole
the
different
No,
argument.
I'm not going to get into the Catholics now.
No, but it's acronym. Right? Yeah,
I've gotten
acronym
into a
is
few
correct.
Catholics.
No, they're
Okay.
making me mad.
No, but no, it was.
India has a complicated
Yeah, we have a
relationship
problem
with the Catholic Church these
Oh.
Yeah,
days.
well, you know, I have to give
I
a shout out.
understand it.
I have to give a shout out to Brebeuf though.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
We had a local teacher here get let go. She was a counselor from Roncalli High School. They're Catholic because she's married to her wife, and so they had to let her go. And then they eventually let go another person that was a counselor there, and then the archdiocese told Brebeuf, who is a Jesuits, I don't think I'm saying it right, Catholic school.
Yeah.
The archdiocese told them that they had to fire this guy that was married to a man, and they said nope, and they separated.
Well,
from
they
the
were told not
archdiocese.
to renew his
Oh, my,
contract, but then
that's
they did
good.
renew it for like 2 years.
Wow.
But his husband worked at Cathedral, and they just fired him.
Yeah, so
That's what I mean about the Catholic Church.
Yeah,
So-
and meanwhile they got all the
The other stuff that goes on with the
Priests and
kids,
all
and
that,
everything's
yeah.
okay, but
yeah.
being married in a loving, committed relationship.
So,
okay,
like
I
a
won't
tenth-
get going.
Sell like a tenth of what they got and feed everybody. Yeah, I don't want. I have no love for the Catholic Church. It was. I don't know what. When my dad passed away first, and then my mom. And when my dad passed away, we gave a Catholic funeral and that, and we all sat in the front row. And then they do a thing, I don't know if you ever seen the Catholic, where they have the communion, and then the family comes out first and goes, and the church is full, and person standing there waiting to usher. We all just like, yeah, so we didn't go, everybody else went, and boy, when we were leaving, everybody's just like,
Because you guys didn't go take communion?
no, well, none of us were practicing.
Well, no, I agree, but
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, oh yeah.
that's the problem. But we won't get started on that because I could
No.
go all day.
oh, I just like to phrase it how it is, so it's just complicated.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's sad, but
Well, because I mean, there's good and bad in most organizations. So
Oh,
I do have
yeah.
to say this.
Yes.
So
No, I had some
any
wonderful.
group.
I had some wonderful brothers at Chaminade, which is funny. I think there's a multi-generational, multi-school dance coming up for alumni. And I'm thinking, I haven't been to one yet.
Oh, you
your
should
old high school?
totally go.
No, never been to one. Oh, yeah. I'll pick something good. Or for the 50th, yeah. Because, I'm sorry, yeah, I know I don't act 66, but people usually go, you're 66? Of course, 6 pounds of makeup helps, but, get that, being a Freemason in my face.
Oh my
And then,
gosh.
stuff like that. But
No, you should. I honestly, I would go.
Oh, absolutely.
oh yeah,
And go
I
as
plan on
yourself.
going.
Go as yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, that wouldn't be a problem.
She
That'd
wouldn't
be a
be anybody
blast.
else.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I mean,
Yeah.
totally just be yourself and go. That would be. That'd be good.
Yeah, I would have. That's gonna be fun.
Show them how happy you are.
Oh, I'm happy.
That's what I mean. You know, let them see how happy you are and stuff. Being able to be your true self.
And the way it is, I haven't seen these people in 47 years, so God knows.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. I just can't imagine not seeing people.
Because I'm gonna have Holly on there. I'm not gonna have William.
Right.
William. That's a good name. That's my pop's name.
Maybe you should wear the William on there underneath so they know like who you were.
Holly Williams. Oh, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Ma'am.
how do we know you? Well, funny story.
Remember we were naked in gym class? Yeah. Remember we used to smoke those bowls behind the school? Yeah.
All those drugs. This.
There was some good stuff back then. Oh, that was the one. Terrible getting hit and damaged and that from that automobile stuff, but the morphine for 3 months was just I'd be sitting in the front yard of my friend's house. I was standing there, this is beautiful. Where the fuck am I? You know,
you said
time
that
for food.
You said that wasn't a hate crime. Have you ever experienced any hate crimes?
Not really. Oh, I had people come up, you know, like one time it was St. Patty's Day, and I was popping to bars, and this guy now that said this to me, I just kept going anyway. He said this thing to me, and then within 3 or 4 years, it was like, "Hey, Holly, how you doing?" Give me a big hug. He saw me at the bar. He said, "You know, if I had a gun right now, I'd shoot you." I go, well, I'm glad you don't have a gun. You know,
Right.
I diffuse stuff a lot. I think, you know, not with kind, but just like, well, if you had one, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now. You know, so and then he was just like, oh, you know, Holly's okay, and he just sit over there. And then one day, hi Holly. And then the next day, hi Holly. Then hey, how you doing, Holly? You want a beer? Okay, you know. So, just, you know,
It's acceptance and learning. I think it's just coming along. You know.
Yeah, not just sort of being transgender. It's just accepting me as a person. You know, and they go, well, Holly comes here all the time. She's cool. You know.
I think once people get to know somebody, no matter if they're gay, straight, trans, or anything.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of my experience. A lot of the times, even if they didn't like gay people or they were against all that and everything, after they get to know me, they're like, "Yeah, well, you guys aren't so bad after all," you know, kind of thing. And I think that's probably what happened with him. He learned that you weren't that bad of a person after all.
I had up in Detroit. This one place I worked. One of the guys that drove a truck. I worked inside this building. He was like, you know, he would start off like when he realized who I was, and every once in a while I come in like the next day working, and I said, well, I don't know, well, it doesn't matter, no one's gonna see me. Yeah, I'd be working, and he'd be looking, and he goes, you know, and he'd walk by and go, fucking queer, and like that, and then, you know, Bill, we can do this, you know, why you can't that? After about a year and a half, he would be going, those damn faggots. Not you, you're cool. You know, I just don't like these faggots. Oh, Elton John's good. God damn these damn queers. Hey man, did you see the new Queen stuff? He's cool. I like Freddie Mercury, but these damn queers. But they're all right, you know. And I'm glad that you have to be in the entertainment business to be okay.
To be okay to be queer, yeah.
But and then when I got let go of that job, I was without getting into detail. I was working that job, and it was Christmas Eve party, and they got a nice bonus because you're always gonna be working here. The next month, and this was up in Detroit, and it was the automobile industry was going down because I trained 2 people to do my job. So I trained these 2 people to do the job, and then I left. I came back to Dayton, and they called me. One of the guys works. He goes, you know those 2 people you trained? They go, after you left, they both were gone within a week and a half, said the job was too hard. And he goes, well, and they said they had a big meeting. He goes, what should you do? And the guy that I was telling you about goes, you should have never let go of Billy. So, you know, and like I said, there's so many things wrong. Sometimes it sees steps are going backward due to certain government things and that. And the Salem witch mentality that's going through, you know, that's what it is, like Salem trials.
Yeah.
You know, just get the people going, get the people going. But then it is they always talk about it is a minority because 90% of the people I know, well, you said 2% on me because I didn't know this. 90% of the straight people I know, we're all in the same boat. Everybody's got to pay mortgage, and they're going like, why the fuck is this happening? Why the fuck? And this is all over. Yeah. You're seeing this group. Like, come on. We spent $162,000 for the Klan rally, and 9 showed up. That's not even 2 bowling teams, you know. Yeah, and it's like 9 people showed up, and it was like, so it's the element of fear. Oh, yeah. Element of fear, and it's one thing too. Dayton with that, and then with the tornadoes and that, it's amazing seeing how many people from all walks of life right now. It unfortunately it takes a tragedy sometimes to make people be people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's like they don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, Muslim, Christian. All these houses are down. Yeah. Everybody needs help, and everybody jumps in, and everybody does stuff. And then once it gets back to the status quo, which is going to happen unfortunately for a while, Dayton, then everybody reverts back. It's like Christmas. People, yeah, fuck you, it was January 2nd,
Right.
Yeah. I have a question. Your comedy.
Yep.
When you do it, you always talk about being trans on stage. Have you ever had anybody after a show come up to you and I think more people come up to you and say thank you or helping them or...
I don't know if I told you this or I mentioned it. I'll have to send it to you. There was this Mike Sako, I'll say his name. I worked with him. He worked for a short period of time with me at Myers. He was also worked for he actually won awards in SAKAL, Mike Sako. His Facebook site's amazing. I mean, it's really get a look at it. But he goes, well, it was the Miami Valley News had Miami Valley Sunday paper, which is like, around our area, it's like Inglewood, Trotwood, like Miami Valley, all those small towns, made one big paper. He goes, well, I'm working for them right now. He actually got a job for the Cleveland News now, so he was up there. But he goes, can I write an article about you? So I met at the library. I was dressed up, and all the librarians too. They're great. They go, Holly, how you doing? And all this stuff. And I was like, okay, So and then we went in this little room and we did the interview. And it was a good half hour, and I mentioned the shows I was doing coming up, and excuse me, talked about being transgender, and then he goes, well, I'm doing it this week. It was like the first week of May. He goes, hopefully we'll have it in around, I think, like April, Easter time or something. The Sunday paper Easter came out. He goes, oh, it's on page 6. So I go, I bought Sunday paper, and here I'm walking in the supermarket. He goes, Holly, did you see the paper yet? I go, no. They said it was on page 6. He goes, yeah, it's on page 6. Open it up. And it was like, like a real paper. Open it up. It was the entire page 6 with a big picture.
That's awesome.
And it listed it. He listed every show that I did coming up. From that, I had people come up, and actually a couple like husband and wives going, we saw your thing. My husband's so worried. He likes to dress. Or this is happening. Yeah. How do you handle this? And there was a lot of guys. I dress in private at home. Well, I don't know if I'm trans. I said, if you're doing what you enjoy, that's okay. Don't worry about it. And then people come up. I'm glad that you're and I guess I'm representing some, transgender community. I'm not Billy Graham in it or anything like that, but it does make it, and sometimes it makes you realize that, certain things, but yeah, and it's like, guys that I've known that would come to the show, oh, I like doing this once in a while. I go, well, that's cool. Goes, I don't know where I can go for this. I go, well, listen, here are some places if you ever want to dress up. Here are some areas that you can go that's safe for you. And, or if you ever want to come to my show, Wiley, let me know. If you got 2 or 3 friends, I'll get you a table.
Yeah.
Stuff
I
like
figured
that.
some people would probably come up and be like, you gave us a little courage to...
Yeah, and it's
be ourselves.
I don't go out of the, maybe I should more, but I don't go out of the way. But I'm out enough doing it that, people will, and it's interesting. I get West Melton, I did a show in DeGraff, which is about 35, 40 miles away. And I walked in the bar, and it was like, I do a show there. I love DeGraff, Ohio. If it had the little stand things that you could tie your horses to, you could film a Western there. 900 people live in this town.
Oh, wow.
So every 2 months, 3 months, this one gentleman, Brooks Robinson, would throw a show there. And that was like, almost like the 50s, like, okay, that's the show night. Everybody would go to the bar and watch the show. And they treat you like royal. And it's like, yeah, remember the old Blues Brothers? We got country and Western. That bar looks like a church compared to that. This one's got more animal heads. Oh. And I mean, it's like, it's like, you're standing there, here's a giraffe. And it's hardcore blue blood American, guys. But I went there. Every time I come, it's like Norm. I think Holly's in the show. I walk in the bar, Holly, hey everybody,
I love that people don't really give you too much trouble, though.
No,
that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I think maybe it's just because I don't know, nuts.
Outgoing.
Yeah, that's one thing too.
I think that's a part of it.
This is the funniest thing, because back when I was back in the early 90s, in my late 30s, God, I am old. I used to do, when I worked in the middle 80s, I worked at the alcove, and I would do my hair different colors and that. And it was like, I lived on 6th, and right across was Lincoln Park, which was the most dangerous area to live in the United States. And right now, I imagine it hasn't improved any. But, so I lived about 2.5 blocks from the bar. 90% of the time, no one bothered. Once in a while, you get the kids, and they're like yelling at you. But I had my hair, and I had like orange and red, and I carried a baseball bat in quiver things. Mm-hmm. And someone comes up, or like 1991, I do. Well, yeah, Maya back then. I can't remember names. Maya, there's some chick on this cartoon show, acts just like you, with Harley Quinn. I went, okay, Mr. J, you got that right. I was like, yeah, I guess, because, I'm thinking, okay, here I am, I'm wearing goth gear. I got my baseball bat here. I got multicolored hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, God. They go, she's acting just like you. I go, all right, fellow creeps, I like you. So I always had an affinity for Harley. I never had a tattoo, and I'm getting that this week. I got a little Harley Quinn I'm going to put right here.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I don't have to ask my parents. They're gone.
I'm sorry. To get permission signed.
No, you just have to endure the pain of a
tattoo. Really?
Yeah, my first tattoo. That's my virginity. Born again virgin. Yeah, I'm a born again virgin. Yeah.
Well, we greatly appreciate you coming all the way over here to do an interview with us today.
Well, I had so much fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And now I know where the place is. But I did get to wave to Tom Griswold, so I'm happy. I was at the wrong studio, folks. I'm one of those people that if you gave me directions, I can get within 3 miles of where I'm going and take me 2 days to get there.
So, what is your social media accounts? Do you have Instagram?
I am computer stupid. COMPURT stupid. If you go to William Ward Shock, Holly Shock, that's pretty much everything I got. Now that I'm retired, I got some friends that can help me organize it so I can actually get actual things going. Plus, maybe I got to start a business account now that I'm actually doing it more. You
should do a comedy page.
Yeah.
Put your shows on there and stuff.
Oh yeah, I do. Sure. I do have Holly Shock and the page. Like when you get to Facebook, you do that. I just started that one, but a friend of mine's going to help me start a website and stuff.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, and because now I got the time. Because you know what, this is the one thing too. If you ever work third shift, you know how this is. I worked 18 years, mostly nighttime, third shift. I'm driving home. I got 12 miles. I'm going to do this and that. Pull to the driveway. I'm going to clean the apartment. I'll eat a sandwich first. Dust. Yeah, that's close enough. I live here. Then you hit the sack. So I spent the first month cleaning the apartment except for my bedroom. It looks like sorority girls blew up in there. Yeah, clothes, sex toys, just all over the place.
Well, we greatly appreciate you coming all the way over here.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, America, and all the ships at sea or something.
If you guys want to be on our show, you can go to our website, www.laughs.life, and there's a contact me page.
Or you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
Facebook,
and Snapchat. Boom, I hit all of them.
Yeah, you did.
Yay. And I'm usually on Cops, so you can find me there.
This has been Gays of Our Lives. Make sure to check out the gays online at www.laughs.life.